Hello dear viewers, welcome to News in Brief from our Jayed Global Network. Ayatollah Shirazi met different figures. At the daily meetings of the Grand Jurists, Ayatollah Shirazi, a number of scholars, religious, cultural and social figures, masters of seminary school and university, and different groups of people from all over the world attended at the central office of Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom and met the Grand Jurists in different sessions. In these meetings, the visitors gave ear to the statements, advices and guidelines of the Grand Jurist. Ayatollah Shirazi office sends supplies to defenders in Holy Karbala. 8 packages and supplies collected by the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's office in the holy city of Karbala were distributed among the defenders stationed in Beji area. These supplies consisted of food packages and other facilities for the defenders. Ayatollah Shirazi office in Holy Karbala hosts different people. A number of scholars and religious figures as well as various groups of pilgrims of Imam Hussein Holy Shrine reunited at the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala and met with the officials and members of this office. During the meetings, members of Ayatollah Shirazi office discussed religious, social and cultural issues of Iraq. The pilgrims attending this meeting also listened to the members and officials of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's office in the holy city of Karbala. Ayatollah Mudarrisi, Sheikh al-Budairi and Sheikh al-Samawi were among the guests of Ayatollah Shirazi's office. Members of Ayatollah Shirazi office in Holy Karbala meet a Grand Jurists delegation in Syria. During their visit to Syria, members of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi office met with some representatives of other Grand Jurists and Islamic scholars in the country. During the meeting, both parties discussed the Shiite world issues as well as social and missionary activities. Guidelines and directives by Grand Ayatollah Shirazi were among the other topics discussed during the meeting. Annaba Cultural Institute holds on the subject of reform in Iraq. The weekly meeting by Annaba Cultural Institute discussed the conditions and procedures regarding reform in the country. In this meeting, which hosted dignitaries and religious activists, social and academic experts, the participants exchanged opinions on the topic. Annaba Cultural Institute is an Islamic center dependent to Ayatollah Shirazi. Imam Shirazi World Foundation holds international community responsible for the educational crisis in the Middle East. Imam Shirazi World Foundation has released a message in which it warned of the educational crisis in the Middle East. This message contained a report by UNICEF. This report indicated that the Arab countries have watched 40% of their children losing their right to education and their hopes and dreams destroyed. This is while many of the students in these countries were forced to leave their schools since the outbreak of civil wars and insurgencies. Imam Shirazi World Foundation warned of these crises in the Middle Eastern countries and demanded the international community to come to aid these innocent students. Shia Rights Watch condemns killing of Yemeni Shia worshippers in terrorist attacks. Shia Rights Watch, a human rights organization defending the rights of Shia Muslims across the world, has condemned the terrorist attacks against Shia Muslims and civilians in Yemen's capital Sana'a. In its message, the organization referred to the terrorist attacks on the Mosque of Al-Muayyad and the series of such like attacks on Shia mosques and informed of the pre-arranged violent plans against Shia Muslims across the world. In the end, Shia Rights Watch asked the international communities to take appropriate measures in this regard.